It's the first day of Pride, and this morning, Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Lieutenant Governor Garlin Gilchrist signed a proclamation declaring June as Pride Month across the state. But with recent cuts to DEI programs across the country, LGBTQ+ organizations now have concerns for the future of Pride. TV5's Lauren Piesco spoke to one local nonprofit based in mid-Michigan to find out more.
We do have some protections here in Michigan, but we definitely need to recognize the dismantling and know that, those protections are not given. Those protections have to continuously be reinforced and supported.
That was Scott Ellis, executive director of the nonprofit Great Lakes Bay Pride, speaking on Governor Gretchen Whitmer's latest proclamation marking June as Pride Month here in Michigan. In Flint, Mayor Sheldon Neely signed a similar proclamation last week declaring June as Pride Month in Flint for 2025, 26, and 27. Ellis says acts like these are a show of support for the LGBTQ+ community at a time with some uncertainty for the future.
You can't deny that on day one, the current administration intentionally targeted transgender and non-binary people right out of the gate. That was one of the first executive orders signed. It's concerning, and it's hard for everybody in the LGBTQ+ community to see that happening because it is so intentionally targeting the most vulnerable of an already vulnerable and marginalized community.
He's referring to swift action by the Trump administration to roll back on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Back in January, President Donald Trump signed an executive order aimed at eliminating all DEI programs throughout the federal government.
When we talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, I think that sometimes, especially recently, those words have been so politicized and weaponized. And truly, when you look at the meaning of each of those words, it is everyday life, seeing different people in our communities. That's diversity, understanding how people access services and programs as equity, and inclusion is about making sure people are represented where, whoever they are and wherever they are, that there's a place for them.
Looking ahead, Pride is still very much celebrated across mid-Michigan. On the calendar this month, you can check out the Mount Pleasant Pride Festival happening June 7th at Broadway Park, the Great Lakes Loons Pride Night at Dow Diamond June 12th, and the Great Lakes Bay Pride Festival at Jolt Credit Union Event Park in Saginaw June 28th, just to name a few.
I'm excited about having all of this stuff coming up in June, being a little more mindful, I think, of safety and security and making some changes to what we're doing in order to create the safest environment we possibly can for everybody.
Reporting in Saginaw, Lauren Piesco, TV5.